Time to commence battle. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're battling on with the Sony SL R'C9, R for rusty of course, and a bit of a series of videos on this one. I'm sure there'll be many more, just because of the hard life it's had, mainly in storage, but also in use. I think it has been used in a damp atmosphere. So in the last video where we looked at this, we did quite a lot of work on the RV7 panel, trying to sort out this fading video issue. And one thing that springs to mind is I might actually even be looking at the complete wrong panel. I wonder if it's something to do with the SS11 board, which is basically servo, but it's also Syscon. And I'm wondering if there is something wrong with the mute circuit, and that is being triggered from the SS11 panel. So yeah, I think I will go down that avenue. My plan is to disconnect the mute on the RV7 panel and just see what difference it makes. It seems odd that there's no chroma. We did work out in the last video that basically it is being told that there is no colour on the tape, even though it's a colour recording. It's actually detecting it as a black and white recorded tape, and so it turns off the chroma, which was that one power rail that we noticed off Q005, I think it is. So that's being dragged down and disconnected. It comes up, but this is what actually mutes the colour, mutes chroma, so you don't get any sort of colour sort of distortion then in a black and white image. So yeah, that's interesting, and just seems a bit weird that I've got that and I've got the gradual muting of the video signal, and it is a gradual muting, but it's not only on playback, it's E to E as well. So if I put something through the rear sockets, for example, that fades as well, or might not even be there. So yeah, got some interesting stuff to work on, and I'm determined to sort this out somehow. We'll see how we get on. But anyway, let's crack on. Well, I'm still not much better off. It's still muting, and everything is checking out okay. I thought I was missing chroma. I mean, chroma is not coming out of IC008, but it's going in fine. We know the chip's good. And that's slightly what's sort of confusing me, is where the signal's going, but why is it going? I don't think it's disappearing. I think it's being told to disappear. But I don't know, it's not really making much sense even as I speak about it. But I think the luminance is the issue. The luminance is dropping, and then I can see from the SS11 board, the mute signal drops. You can also see that momentary pause that we're getting when you first press play. So it'll play for a second, then blank, and then come on again, and then slowly disappear. You can actually see the mute taking effect when it blanks it for those couple of seconds, and then as it fades away, the voltage stays the same, and then when it's faded to nothing, it mutes. So I think the mute circuit is actually working. I think it is the luminance. Somewhere the luminance signal is dropping, and I'm sort of clutching at straws a little bit. I'm suspecting now, I know we said diode capacitors originally, which is always the common one with these vintage machines, but I think we are looking at a transistor or a diode going leaky or under load. So yeah, what I'm going to do, just by way of a test, because I'm even debating whether it could be an SS11 panel issue. I don't think it is, but I've got this other board. Obviously, I've been nicking components off it, so I've had to just resolder everything. And but I know all the components are good, so swap it over, see what happens. I will swap it back, but I just want to see I just want to confirm it's on that panel. And nowhere else in the deck, or no other influencing factors as well. So yeah, I'll do that and report back. Let's crack on. So I've changed the panel. Let's power it on. Let's see if it will work. So far so good. Just going to wind this tape on a little bit because it's a bit damaged at the beginning of it. See what it does, if anything. And that is absolutely fine. Relatively absolutely fine. There's a couple of little issues there, possibly when it hits noise, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. So, well, I'm not overly surprised. So this panel is definitely dodgy, but why? Why is it dodgy? And what is wrong with it? I suppose we need to commence battle, but it's nice to see it working. I suppose we ought to just check the sound, because that was an interesting one. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, it's just odd how the sound will disappear as well, or sometimes the sound will go down and then stay low before the mute kicks in. That's sort of a bit all over the place, but yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fine with this panel. So it is all down to the RV7 board. Great fun. Okay, well, let's crack on. At least I know I've got one good board. I could always change it if I had to, but I just want to fix it. I want to see what is actually causing this issue, because it's so weird. It's so random. Anyway, let's crack on. So a quick update. I've been nibbling away at the R'C9, and I've made progress. Basically, I have now got no picture at all in playback or E to E. But what I did find is this chip here, CX867, was actually at fault. It was putting excessive voltage on the clamps here. So you can see there's the IC in question. Is that right? 866 it says there. It's not, it's an 867. IC002. So is that, am I saying the right things here? No. That's originally what I was thinking, actually. IC003 is this one. Yes, so it's this one. This chip here. So this is dealing with all sorts of parts of the luminance, so AGC and sync separator, and this was at fault. Now, I think what had actually caused it to go was, I think it's this capacitor here. That was the Panasonic capacitor that had leaked and turned the board down. So there's a couple actually. I think it was that one. You can see there the board's dark. Is it that cap? I'm doing this a few days after I discovered it and changed it, so I'm sort of refreshing myself as I'm recording this. I'm sort of you're sharing my sort of recap of what I'd done and why I'd done it. So yeah, this had been at fault, causing this chip to do weird things, basically. It should be showing nothing, and that is what it's doing now, because the ACK signal from the chroma side of it is low, and that also affects this. I think it says somewhere ACK, but yes, or it could be actually in the circuit description manual. But yeah, this is being turned off, so there should be no image coming through, and that capacitor warming it up, and that initial image, that is a total red herring. That is just an idiosyncrasy then of the way the fault exhibits itself. So the picture disappearing isn't the fault, it's the result of the fault. So, and somebody actually said this in the comments, and it's something that was bothering me almost right from the beginning of this journey of trying to get this machine up and running again. Investigating the chroma fault. Now, I don't think it is a chroma fault. I think the lack of colour is down to this chip being told that there is no colour when actually there is. So there's something that's sending some of the decision-making ACK there process to turn off the colour and acknowledge it as a black and white image, and that is the same thing that is also muting the luminance. So if it was just a chroma issue, then we should still have a black and white image, but we don't have anything, and not even E to E. So it's something is telling that circuit to mute the colour and to mute the luminance and mute the E to E coming in as well. So I've just got to work out what factor affects all three of those things. And once I work that out, I can then fault find to a relatively small area of this whole panel. So yeah, the CX867, there's the Duff one. Nico Electronics on eBay, they actually had genuine ones, and they weren't terribly expensive. So I actually bought the last two that they have in stock. I think it was either 2 or 3. There might be one left. But it's quite interesting. I mean, CX867. It doesn't make any mention of the C9. So, but it's used in sort of the C2030s and 40s, no doubt. So yeah, that's cool. But it's genuine Sony. So I will put one of those back in my donor panel. This is a working panel. But I have got more of these somewhere. This is just the one that was handy, so I'm using that as my test still. And yeah, it's really led me around the houses, this one, and it is just that thing that you can really go down the wrong route with your diagnostics. I was trying to fault find a fault that isn't a fault. It's a result of a fault. So with that in mind now, I should be able to move forward and hopefully identify what's going on. So I'll come back once I've done some more investigation and maybe even fix the fault. So yeah, let's crack on. Well, I've only gone and got it working. The head drum is very noisy, but yeah, it's working. We have a colour picture. I needed to adjust very, very slightly the PIB level, ever so slightly, just to get rid of some, see if I can replicate it. So that's what it was like. Just adjust it back. I've got to get it straight. Too far. Well, it's got to be spot on. A little bit wrong one or the other way, and you get the crosshatch on the colour. But that's really good, actually. It's excellent. It's sort of, well, recapping it's probably done it the world of good. Yeah, so the fault was this chip here. I was suspicious of that chip right from day one, you know. It was the one that was leaning slightly. It hadn't been soldered in very well from factory. And it kept bothering me, and I thought, oh, I don't know, I must sort that out. And then it turned out that was the problem. So what I did is I actually printed out a copy of the schematic, and I went round and I just made a note of all the voltages to try and get some sort of idea of what was going on. And basically burst was getting pushed to, or had on it, an unbelievable amount of voltage. It's like this 4.37, that should be, I think that might be a bad example actually. It should be 0.5, and it had 4.7 volts on it. So it's like, why? And again, you've got to watch for red herrings, because obviously it's pushing everything on to do with that high, but it's finding out where the voltage is actually highest, if you like, and where it doesn't make any sense for it to be the voltage it is. And I followed it all the way back, all the way round to these NOT gates, and here I had 3.76 volts. No, hang on. Yeah, 3.76 volts on pin 10, when I should have 0.3 volts. And what had happened, and then 5.6 volts. Yeah, both record and playback. On pin 11, which is the input to it, and I didn't. I had 4.6 volts here, and I had 3.76 volts here. So yeah, that had gone bad, and that was pushing everything else up, and it was causing the signal processing to basically just not work as it should. So yeah, got there in the end. Blimey, that was hard work. I spent so much time on it, but I wasn't going to give up. I wanted to get this board. I wanted to find out why, and also because this is the R'C9, I want to see what else fails. Probably, I don't know, it's going to be mechanical next by the sounds of it. I'm going to put this back together, and we'll see if everything else has survived. Let's crack on. Found a slightly less rotten bottom panel. It's just got other bits of damage. So a screw that was well and truly stuck on this one, and yeah, got a bit damaged trying to get it out, but we got there. But yeah, it's better than that. Okay, so we're back together, so let's power it on. And got the offending chip on the top there. It's a Toshiba TC4069UBP, and I managed to get some new old stock ones on eBay for £4 for two, including the postage and packing, so that's great. So yeah, I can get the other panel, because obviously I've nicked that from the other panel, borrowed it. So yeah, let's see how we go. So usual sound of the head drum, but yeah, that's really great. I'm really pleased with that. Pause. Yeah, it's really good. So chuffed that I found the fault. It'd be so easy to swap the panel and do a realignment, but yeah. What was interesting as well, I didn't mention before, was in record, all the voltages around pilot burst were all over the place as well. It just really threw me because everything seemed to work, but those voltages just in that area were wrong. But it didn't sort of make sense given what the fault was. So yeah, interesting one. But it's fixed, and it's just amazing how something so far up the sort of line, then the signal line, can cause those problems at the sort of output as well, with the line in. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, and there's a line in as well, so perfect. That's absolutely brilliant. So one thing, well, it's all good to go. I'm going to run it, see what else breaks. It'd be really interesting to sort of follow the history of this machine. It has its own playlist now, just like a really hard use of a machine, being in such damp and conditions and used in damp conditions. So it'll be interesting to see what breaks next. We've done the power supply, and obviously we've done the signal processing now. My betting is probably on DC-DC AC units, which is the latest type, so that's repairable. But we have got a video of a sort of modern replacement that a company is selling, so that'll be coming up in the fullness of time, and even probably a couple actually, because I've got an idea as well. But yeah, so one thing I did notice though was I accidentally pressed eject while I was testing it and nothing happened, and I'm just wondering what's going on there. Okay, so that's fun. That to me seems like a switch issue. Yeah, so there's two switches. There's a switch here and a switch down here, and it can be that I think, yeah, it's actuated. So if I unwind that, and we should be okay with the tape as well, because it's, at the moment, it's sitting fairly true to where it is in the tape path. Okay, so I'll press eject. Yeah. Now I think it might be this back. This back switch. We're fairly safe, yes. Or maybe not. Yeah, I actually think it's the switch down there that has gone faulty. So we've got another problem already. How cool is that? So that'll be in another video. Well, we'll investigate it. And I do actually have replacement switches, so I can actually do that. But yeah, it's just interesting that it won't unlace, but it will lace. I do wonder if it is a switch or something else that's going on. So yeah, so there'll be another video coming up shortly, no doubt, on why it went eject. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one anyway. That's a massive move forward with this machine. It was a bit of a battle, that's for sure. Spent quite a bit of time on it, mainly because I couldn't spend a large amount of time in one go. So it's sort of, you've got to recover your tracks, which is not ideal. But yeah, great. It's working really, really well. The image is really good, and recapping it's obviously made quite a difference, actually, in my humble opinion, to the image quality. So yeah, I would recommend it. If you can do the alignment as well, go for it. It's worth it. Just be careful, make sure you get the polarities right, all the rest of it, but there aren't that many, and it's not that painful. There's the capacitor count. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and lots more to come, and a like and subscribe as always would be very much appreciated, and a hype. So with that, hopefully see you in another video. Bye for now.